RBRadio.com. The words
And I'm just gonna be real. Regulators is the most light skinned song ever. He won. It took my rings. It took my Rolex. And look at the feeling and said, damn, what's next? And then the dark skinned dude had to come in.
All around.
But it's humble to make a song where the other person can be the savior.
Right, like he took the back seat.
Like sacrifice himself. Yeah.
He didn't sacrifice.
You got beat up the whole song.
He did.
Man,
3.5 minutes.
Hey man, what's going on with y'all, man? This is another Sunday Fun Day edition of the Rahm Kely Show, aka the Barbecue, aka Big Head Pete is now, aka the Breakfast Club Sandwiches. And I'm your host, Rahm Kely, aka Rahm Lemaine the God. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we got off-camera Trav today. We got Mel up in the corner. We got I don't know, mention Matt Shea. Oh, so that's what we got. We got we got Pumpkin Spice Shayla today. You know what I'm saying? And then we got our special guest today, relationship expert and dating coach Dale Valor. What's going on?
What's up, man? Hey, listen, first and foremost, I just want to say this. Thank you for having me here. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you.
No doubt, man.
I gotta ask you a real honest question.
Okay.
How long have you had the infomercial voice?
No,
because it's like perfect. Because all I'm like, listen, you're cool, but all I hear is, wait, there's more. You know what I mean?
It's like to whip out some flex tape.
Yeah, some tape.
Slap it on a pizza.
You know what? We need to get something that's leaking and then give you some tape out your pocket and smack it on there or something. Nah, but
new career path.
I'm just saying,
Start here.
Listen,
what you got to sell, man? Let's go.
It might work. It might work. So listen, we're gonna dive right into it, man. We're gonna dive straight right into it. So Dale, what brought you into the lane of relationship coaching? Or I don't want to say expert because everybody wants to say expert. And I don't know who you're laying with, so I can't call you experts yet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But those that cannot do teach, so I don't know. So what led you to that lane?
All right. So it's a really long story, so I'll give you the broad strokes. All right. So
he said broad. I'm sorry. I gotta grow up a little bit, but okay.
Nah, so what had happened was, all right, so after I turned roughly 30, something like that. Now I'd already been married for about 3 or 4 years at this point. I've been married over 20 years, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Congratulations on love.
I mean, wait.
Thank you.
Is this the first time or the second time? Or
No,
the
only time.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I can
That's
listen to you.
amazing.
Makes sense. I can listen. Okay. Continue.
Yeah, all right. Oh, that's my fifth one. Oh, well, you got to go, Dale.
Yeah, I just don't believe you now. I don't believe you.
That's my time, dog.
All right,
so what happened is that I had already gotten married, but I was never really good with dating or women. I just kind of fumbled my way through a relationship.
You were married.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I kind of lucked my way through that. You know what I mean?
That's kind of most men, but okay.
Yeah. So what happened was one day my wife comes out to me as being bisexual. Okay. And so we're kind of trying to navigate through that, figure out, okay, what does that really mean? Well, I know what it literally means, but what does it mean for what does it mean for us?
For the relationship.
I still don't know what it means. No, but so we were trying to figure that out. And in my immature mind, what I was thinking. Right. You know what I mean? So, but turned out to be a little bit different than that. Well, right. Exactly. Matter of fact, the amount of threesomes we've had, I can count on my hand. I hate my wife's taste of women. It's mad foul.
Yeah,
wait, is it closer to all of your fingers on one hand or none of your fingers on one hand?
No, my whole hand.
Okay.
But here's the deal. So she was like, I would really like to explore that side of myself and see what's there, And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm with it. And she was like, but here's the deal. I don't think that it's fair for me to get out here and do my thing. And what are you going to do? You're just going to sit home and twiddle your thumbs, wait for me to come home, so I don't mind if you want to start dating other women, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, now what am I going to do? What am I going to do with that?
Women, but okay.
Yeah, right. But like I said, I wasn't that good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So there's the rub. So I... Just like a lot of dudes, I get on the internet, I get on Google, how to flirt with women, right? And You're like, I've never done that. Okay,
Yeah,
player.
No, that's a different route. But okay, continue.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
you
hold
doing
on. So, because being bi and wanting an open relationship are two separate things. So, did she kind of put that in one package? Like,
No,
I'm bi and I want to talk to other
No,
people.
no.
Or because
Yeah,
you
yes
can
and no.
agree on the same person.
She was talking woman needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, the way that the relationship works is she wanted to date other women.
Okay.
And she was like, it's okay with me
Yeah.
if you date women, other women.
Because she knew that she was gonna get some of his food anyway.
Yeah.
Just like when she orders something and he orders something, and then
that's the women needs part.
Yeah, that's the
okay.
woman needs because she
Got
knows that he's a good man and he was gonna say, hey babe, saying I got this woman and he's still thinking threesomeville. And so, she's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's fair. She's fucking doubling up. That's how women do. They fucking.
Well, to be fair, I see where you're going with that, but I will say this: as much as I don't like her taste in women, she don't like my taste in women.
I got you.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
God. So y'all
y'all just liked each other?
Yeah, I mean, I like attractive women. I don't what she likes. I don't.
Oh, so she was bringing
she's a personality
It's a
like
grenade.
Well, yeah, a personality like her, but also
they look like
studs. She likes like hippie type girls,
Oh.
and that's not my get down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not my thing.
Yeah,
You can save all that granola shit. You know what I'm saying?
that natural deodorant and just go ahead.
Let me tell you something. If you're wearing natural deodorant, you're not really wearing deodorant. you really aren't.
That's
Like
a 5
that,
minute lifespan.
man. Like,
Okay,
it's horrible, but.
I'm sorry. We had a damn squirrel.
Yeah, we
moment.
have squirrel moments.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
Okay, so peanut
let's
gallery.
get back on
I'm
track.
ADD as hell, so this can go
well,
anywhere.
cool.
Okay, we're gonna let him
Perfect.
get back on track.
Who wants to go ride bikes?
Okay.
Speaking of bikes,
relationship
my aunt used to have
expert. It started with your wife. You couldn't date, and you
Right.
went on the
Yeah.
you went on the
Google.
internet.
Yeah.
Boom.
How
Tell
to
me
flirt
what-
with women.
Tell me what came up in the Google
Okay,
search.
so just a lot of your standardized type of advice, things like that. But here's the kicker. So do you remember when 97.1 used to be just like strictly talk when it wasn't like sports?
Oh, with Tom Likas and them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So there was an interview. Now this is about a month prior to my wife coming out to me. All right.
And this wasn't midlife crisis, right?
No, I'm at midlife now.
Okay.
I'm having that crisis as we speak.
Okay.
Wait. So where was this in your 20 years? Like this was
early. He said he was around 30.
I'm 46.
all right.
You know,
And
So this was-
y'all got, how am I the one that's following this shit?
I know y'all gotta
Oh,
pay
saying,
attention.
Gotta pay attention. Okay. He had been married about this point for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then his wife came out to him and said, hey, I want to explore the other side of who I am. And she was bisexual. And then he said, oh shit, yeah, this is gonna work.
She's
And
like,
then
go
but
your own way.
but then
And then he Googled how to flirt
but
with
then
women.
he said how to find my own
All right,
hoes
all
when
right.
my wife got hoes.
There
And
we
then
go.
we
Rahm's
looked
just
it up.
showing off at this point because I asked one. Yeah, I asked one
I-
part.
No, he's got the timeline right.
I am. And then what came up in the
Okay.
Google search?
All right.
Got
So just a lot of random, just kind of basic stuff that you might, just very basic normie type of
Give
type
us an
of stuff.
example.
Like, I don't know, stuff like
Fire drink.
yeah, just walk up and introduce yourself. Like,
Right.
I
things
mean-
like that. Just like, okay, who doesn't know that? But the thing is that about a month prior to my wife coming out, I'm driving around, I'm listening to 97.1, and there was an interview. Now I don't know who it was that they were interviewing because I didn't know the names at that time in this space, but they were talking about a lot of different concepts when it comes to building attraction and game and kicking it and all that kind of stuff. The concepts were blowing my mind.
Are you talking about mystery?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. So the concepts are blowing my mind. Now I don't know if it was mystery or not because, like I said, at the time I didn't know who anybody like that
He kind
was.
of mass marketed it for certain niches at the time.
Yeah.
Who was this mystery fella?
If you saw a picture, you'd know.
He had a cowboy hat, some facial hair.
Yeah, he had a show on VH1
Yeah.
called The Pickup Artist. As a matter of fact, the winner of The Pickup Artist is one of my co-coaches with
Oh,
Modern
nice.
Success. Yeah, a guy named Cosmo.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, he won that joint. But anyhow, so I'm hearing all these things that whoever was being interviewed was talking about, like things like indicators of interest and displaying higher value, just like a lot of just buzzword terms inside of that industry. The concepts are just fucking just blowing my mind. But I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? Like I'm married. Now my wife comes out to me. Now I'm like, okay, so
Opportunity.
right. So now as I Google and these results are coming up. I'm like, yo, that verbiage that I'm reading right now, that's what I heard in that interview. And so I click on that, and I just fell down a rabbit hole. And as I fell down this rabbit hole, I just started using that stuff and getting better and better and better and improving with my social skills, with communication in general, with being able to flirt, be able to forge other relationships.
About confidence, a lot of it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I talk about confidence a shit ton in my book.
Well,
you know,
I
it's one
seen
of my
this new
sections.
mystery, and in order to have that little piece of hair right here,
Yeah, the little soul patch.
and a fucking cowboy hat, you really got to be a confident.
Well,
SOB.
here's the thing. I mean, okay, granted, but it was also 2006, probably from that picture.
Still, that look was never hot.
Yeah,
That look was never hot.
yeah, there he goes, right there.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. So
nah.
You have to have a good pickup line to wear that hat.
Nah, you. I don't know, but
You don't look confident to you, Ron?
it kind of looked like.
Yeah.
Kind of look like boy George Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
Virtual
Yeah.
insanity.
He was a nerd before the Kelly
Floors
Clarkson.
all moving around and shit.
Okay, so you found the internet shit. You're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
my man saying some shit that's helping me
Right.
increase my poon level. Okay, so when did you realize that the shit that they was telling, that shit that you found from your Google search was taking your poon intake from here to here?
It took me about 3 or 4 years to get.
3 or 4 years.
Well, here's the deal. See, in those days, like we didn't have stuff like YouTube. I mean,
Okay.
or we did, but it was like way new. You know,
Social
Okay.
media.
right? Like social media was like
Okay.
MySpace at best.
MySpace was the shit. We was
No,
cold.
no,
It was.
MySpace was dope.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
make no
Y'all
mistake.
on
motherfuckers
MySpace.
want to be in my top 8 today. I know you do.
Right. I'm kicking everybody out because fuck all y'all today.
All right,
So,
yeah.
so yeah, man. So basically, I didn't have access like a lot of guys like that I coach now have access to. Now, if you were to hop on YouTube, right? And I'm no different. I got a YouTube channel as well, you know, and there's tons and tons of content. Any little niche that you're looking for inside of that space, you can find it. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have that back then. What you had was message boards, news groups. You know, maybe you might find an ebook or something that you could download or something like that. And that was it. It was all trial and error. It'd be like you telling me, this is what it would be like. Say I go to IKEA and I'm gonna buy a table. Now I gotta construct this table, right? And we'll say there's no instructions inside of that box. And I'm like, Rahm, how do I put this table together? And you're like, and you tell me how to do it. But then think about this. By the time I get home, am I gonna remember every single step that you told me? And it's just gonna stay in the box probably because I'm gonna be like, man, what the fuck did they
in the
tell
box,
me? You know,
bars.
There was some bars right there. There was some bars. That was kind of Yeezy-esque, but okay.
Oh my.
Okay.
but yeah, man. But you see where I'm going with
I
this.
see where you're going.
So-
I see-
Open in the box.
Yeah, man. So like, it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, I think he told me this. Oh no, that can't be it because this leg is now upside down, you know, or whatever, you know. So that's what I'm getting at is guys back then didn't have this influx of information that they could find in like literally on them like a cheat sheet, you know. And so I had to go out, try everything that I was reading. What worked for me? What didn't? What would I keep? What would I discard? Right.
Okay.
So it took me about 3 or 4 years where I would consider to be good.
Okay. 3 or 4. Okay.
And then fast forward roughly about 5 or 6 years after that, I'd been inside of this world for so
I thought he was
long.
about to say I've been inside of this woman. I was about to say shit.
For
Okay.
5 years. No, but yeah, so I've been inside this world for so long, and I just practiced it and practiced it and practiced it and practiced it. I go on this trip to Thailand, okay,
Oh.
and a bunch of homies of mine who are a part of a group here that kind of all followed the same type of stuff. You know, they went with me, and generally, in these situations, I'm usually the oldest guy, okay, and so I kind of became
There
like
was a movie about this, wasn't it? Called The Hangover.
yeah.
Okay, you went to Thailand.
Yeah,
okay.
Mike Tyson was there. It was dope, man. So, no, but what happened was I kind of became the de facto big brother, if you will, father figure, you know. So I had everybody coming to me, Dale, what should I do? I'm talking to this girl. And so I'm like,
easier in Thailand, isn't it?
well, yes and no.
I mean, if you're getting a
I mean,
if you're paying for it,
you got $30,
That's
you can get some
anywhere.
poon in Thailand, right?
Yeah, you can, but
Yeah.
but you know, guys
not
were
easier
trying
if
to
you're
like
following
do
them.
that.
Yeah.
They're trying to hone their skills.
Okay,
you know what
so
I'm
you
saying?
were one of the original passport bros. That's what it
Nah,
sounded
man.
like.
I mean,
That's kind of what it sounds
I
like.
mean,
You went over
all right.
there, they couldn't get no poon
well,
here.
I
They
didn't
got a
come back with
passport,
another
got some
wife
poon
with
there.
me or nothing.
Not you, but I'm just okay. I'm not
90
saying that
days
you were the
later.
original passport bro, but what I'm listening to is that you went over there with some bros
Yeah,
who had passports
yeah.
who didn't.
I had one too.
Who didn't? I mean, you had to have one. You know what I'm saying? So you went over there and they didn't know what to do. So they was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, bro, this is what you got to do."
Yeah, it's.
And so then did some of them come back with one?
I mean, they didn't come back to the United States. They came back to the hotel room.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Fair
mean?
enough, fair
But-
So
enough.
it transitions culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
exactly. So to answer your question.
Yeah.
Yes, it's easier if you're going to pay for it, but
I
if you're not going to pay for it,
in Thailand because they assume we have money.
no, it's not like you think. So
Stop trying to circumvent his method.
No,
There-
I'm sorry.
You're trying to minimize what he's
there-
doing.
there's a huge language barrier.
Yeah.
English is not common. I mean, maybe very little, very
touristy
rudimentary.
places.
But yeah, I mean, most girls that you would talk to there, you can't really have like a real conversation because they just don't speak good enough English.
Mhm.
So that's what
So
makes it a little more
charades.
difficult.
Perfect.
You could definitely go to Thailand and not get hoes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying.
Fuck.
Yeah,
No, the
You
fuck.
can. Yes, you can.
I mean, if you ain't trying to, but they like there.
Well,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? They there, and it's
But-
like they money. It's like $15 for some fucky.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's
They
separate.
call it boom boom, by the
Oh,
way.
okay, some boom boom.
Yeah, boom boom.
Okay, 15 for some boom boom. Yes. If
Okay.
you going over there,
But we're talking about like game,
okay,
not
okay,
that.
gang,
That's-
gang.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you went over there, you teach them shit,
Right. So and I'm watching these dudes. Everything I tell them, it just
and this is
fucking
working.
land.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, and
boom,
so I'm like,
boom.
as I'm flying back, I'm like, I think I might be able to coach this.
Okay,
And that's kind of where my coaching started. Now,
okay.
I mean, it took me a few years, but I worked that into. I'm now one of the main coaches with probably, I would say, one of the top 3 companies in the world doing this.
Oh shit. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Congratulations.
Wait,
to
what's
you.
the company?
It's called Modern Success. We just had a name change last week. It was Modern Flirting.
Mm.
Yeah. So
So
Yeah,
that was
good
already a
name
thing
change,
that
good
already
name
existed, and
change.
you attached your brand to it.
I had my own company. Think of it as a buyout. I'm not going to bore you with all the details,
Yeah.
but think of it as a buyout.
Yeah.
Like basically, we were competing companies,
Okay.
but they were doing bigger things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm tired of doing this by myself, you
Yeah.
know. And so the guy who runs everything, a guy named Jared Lawrence, I told him, I was like, what would you tell me if I was like, I wanted to come over to Modern Flirting? He was like, I'll send you the contract today. So I was like, all right, run it. Let's go. You know what I mean? One of the best decisions I've ever made.
Because it sounds like you have a pretty big team
Yeah.
that you work with.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, as men, as hunters and gatherers, you know what I'm saying? We always got a team that's gonna help us sharpen our blades. That's gonna help us, you know what I'm saying, before we leave the house to get the poon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody
There's
gotta say,
always
"Ho."
one that's gonna be like, where the hoes at?
No, I was always obsessed when Mystery came out with the pickup game and all that. I dived as deep as not paying for anything would allow me to.
Yeah.
And I always told my friends, if you can't find a woman, I can show you how to go to the bar and pick someone up. You will pick someone up if you try. You have to exert confidence.
Yes.
And you have to pick out something that you may have in common with them that they'll want to continue talking about.
Pay me some money.
Oh my
You
god.
know what I'm saying? I got good dick and I got a good job. Let's talk.
I mean, that
Which I
works
sh-
with some people.
Yeah.
Which I'll show you my credit score.
That's shit. You never, listen.
720, let's
I gotta
go.
know what the gag reflex like before you get disappointed by my credit score. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you think it's better than it is. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, I will. You be thinking, oh my God, you got good credit. No, bitch, I don't. I just have money for a down payment.
So how much like percentage wise of what you're doing is about like
Fucking
the
for
hunt
free?
versus like the book, the inner game, the fixing yourself type
So-
of thing? Like when you're in
All right,
Thailand, are you working on them or are you just like on the hunt basically?
No, so it's both. So here's the deal. Inside of Modern Success, each of the coaches kind of have their own lanes, right? And because we can't all just talk about the same shit, you know what I mean? Like it's like that's kind of redundant. So my particular lane is inner game. Now, the way that I define inner game is the relationship that you have with yourself. And just like she was saying about confidence, like that's so key because a lot of guys who get into this space, and let me make one thing clear, like I don't teach pickup, like PUA stuff.
Okay.
That is the world I come from, but that's not what I teach.
Okay.
Okay.
It's more about relationships.
It's
and finding
yeah.
yourself, kind of.
Yes. It's about making the best version of you. No, you can be my publicist. It's all good.
Okay. So question. So can you tell me about the successful guy that you said shit? Like, I want to hear about the guy who couldn't get no pussy, and then you was like,
failed your class.
No. I mean, I don't care about that guy. I want to know about the guy who got the girl that made you think, shit, I can charge.
Okay, so in Thailand, all right. So what happened was we were in a city called Pattaya, all right, which is like, it's kind of Russian Las Vegas. All right. It's like where a lot of Russians go to vacation and things like that. The signs, many of the signs are in Russian, got a very heavy Russian influence.
Okay.
So we go to this strip club. All right. And this particular strip club, like, I have never been in a room where the least attractive woman was a 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even like using numbers like that.
Costa Rica, baby.
Like, I'm telling dude,
And what about this one right here? I mean, shit, y'all.
Off camera trash.
Don't be bringing us into
No, I'm saying
this.
this is the same thing.
These are spoken for women, okay?
Huh?
Okay, we don't do that here. Continue the story.
Huh?
This is
Still,
goddamn
you still gotta big up your people, regardless.
You're a fucking menace. You're a fucking menace, Trav.
I was helping our people. All right, go ahead.
your heart was in the right
Shayla
place.
Miller.
Was it in the right place?
So we're at this strip club, right? And I mean, these girls were just ridiculously attractive. And of course, one of the guys is like, how do I kick it with this girl? And that's one of my specialties is they're called hired guns. Okay. You know, women that are basically hired because they're attractive, you know, actresses, pop stars, models.
So you're talking
strippers.
cast members.
Yes.
Yes.
So anyhow, and there was a language barrier because they're speaking Russian. They could speak English okay, but it wasn't great. But anyway, I got one of those guys to get one of those dancers and not have to pay for anything, you know? And so that's why I was like, all right, I know what the fuck I'm talking
Can
about.
you like give some kind of specifics like of what was going on? Because like my original question that Rahm kind of stepped
My
on about the
bad.
difference between like the you know, the inner self and then like the outwardly pickup that you're not doing. So some
So
specific.
there's two different concepts, right?
Yeah.
You have inner game,
Yeah.
which is directly involves everything going on
Self-care.
inside of you,
Yeah.
you know,
Self.
in your head,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, self, exactly. And so then you have outer game,
Yeah.
right? In outer game, well, there's really three concepts. There's inner game, outer game, and calibration. Okay. So outer game is like think of it like this. Inner game is who you are.
Yeah.
Outer game is what you do. Calibration is when and how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's those three principles.
Yeah.
When you have all those on lock, you got it all.
So like,
You
can
know?
you kind of paint the picture of like how the inner, outer, and calibration worked for in
Yeah.
Thailand?
Yeah.
Like what you
Okay.
specifically have.
All right. So, I mean, whether it's Thailand, here,
Yeah.
the moon, it don't make a difference.
Yeah.
It's all the same, really. So it's kind of like this. Now, I could give you a script, right? Like, dude, say these lines and you'll start seeing success, right? But if you don't have the confidence to walk up to a girl and deliver these lines,
Right.
you know what I mean? Then
That makes a difference.
it's like the tree in the forest, right? Like, who's going to hear it? Like, you got all the head knowledge,
I got
but
it.
you don't have the action steps. Then on top of it, okay, cool. Say you do have the confidence to go up and say something to her, but you still feel stifled. You're talking a lot of negative self-talk in your head and things like that. Like, well, okay, I'll give this a try. I've got enough confidence to try.
But you freeze.
But you walk up. How is that approach really going to look when you come walking up? You know, your head's hung low and shuffling your feet along.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, you did it, but did you do it right? You see? So that's what I mean is without the right mindset, without having the proper amount of inner game concepts on lock, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-discipline, you know, things like that, it don't matter, you know, because a lot of guys who get into this space, it's because they have never had any type of real success with dating or relationships or anything like that. And for a lot of these guys, this is it. This is like, I'm gonna try this. If this don't work, I guess it's a wrap, you know? And
But-
so
Never dating again.
But-
right. So these guys are coming into this with such terrible self-esteem.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm such a piece of shit. I'm a loser.
Shot
Blah,
down
blah,
all
blah.
through
Now
high
let me ask you a
school.
question. I know this is probably not a thing that you guys talk about at your meetings, but do you think that I don't know that pocket size and penis size has a lot to do with some of these people's confidence?
Well, it could.
It
It could.
could?
Yeah, absolutely. It could.
Now,
But here's the caveat.
how would you coach around that?
Here's the caveat. Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you exactly how.
Wait, there's more.
Yes.
I told you.
Oh my God.
Look at the flip side of it. Okay. Now there's plenty of guys who we work with. Okay. Now we got like about 200. We got about 200 guys that are in our program. All right. And then thousands of guys online that just follow the content. Okay. A lot of these guys, man, who have put so much emphasis on making money. Okay. I'm not going to out him. I'm not going to say his name, but one of our students is the head of animation at Disney.
Damn.
Okay. Another guy is the head writer on Picard.
Damn.
All right. You don't think these guys don't have money?
I'm just saying, we can.
You know what I
Google this,
mean?
right?
So here's the thing. Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Well, at least I didn't say it.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Fair enough.
So a lot of these guys have money, man. And I'll make no bones about it. It's a high ticket item to work with us. You know what I'm saying? It's not cheap. You got to kind of have money just to get in. All
Okay.
right. So here's the deal. These guys have been working on their careers. They've been working on stacking that money so much that it left them little time to learn communication skills. Okay. So yeah. Okay, cool. Like I got big money, but I don't have big relationships.
So do you,
You know what I
cater
mean?
more towards like what people call the incels?
See,
incels want to be outsells.
well, here's the thing too. In order to work with us, okay, you can't come into it with a negative mindset.
Okay,
and
fair
like
enough.
So you can't hate women trying
right,
to get
like
women.
okay, so like you see a lot of stuff about like like red pill stuff and things like that, right? Are you
I'm not familiar.
okay? You're not missing nothing.
Okay.
So here's the deal.
Is that like to go back and change your life type of deal, and then the blue pill, blah 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 blah?
It's based off the
Okay,
Matrix
Matrix.
kind of thing,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
it's
Okay.
like I'll put it in a nutshell. By you taking the red pill, it's basically you acknowledging like, okay, this is how women are, okay, as opposed to like fairy tales.
The high value
So-
man stuff, how to be a high value
Yeah,
man.
it's
all
so
that.
like I am not an
okay.
advocate of that shit at all. Okay, I just want to make that abundantly clear. Like I'm not one of those dudes. Okay.
Okay.
Now there's certain human behaviors
Okay.
that are just human behavior.
Yeah.
It's part of human psychology. But I don't like people thinking about other groups of people as a monolith.
Yeah.
As like this
They're
is
not all the same.
right.
No
Yeah,
matter
this
how you
hive
put it.
mind mentality.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't like that either.
and I just don't think that's fair to people. You know what I mean? So these incels, like and things like that, that is exactly
Yeah.
a lot of them how they think of things. Very binary. Like very much black and white. Like it's either this
It's either
or
this
this.
or that, yeah.
So, are you
But-
familiar
oh.
with Kevin Samuels? I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
How different is your theory than his? Or do
Well,
you
I don't
guys
know.
kinda sorta-
I'd be coming at this from, I guess, a point of ignorance. I know who he is. I've seen some of his stuff,
Okay, okay.
but I'm not super up on.
Okay,
like
fair
that.
enough.
Just
Okay,
help
fair
with the
enough.
buzz.
Ha!
But what I will say is this:
Ha!
it's not from what. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. But from what I can tell, it seems to me that it's him talking primarily to women to step their game up.
Those are the
It-
highlights, but
Okay.
he talks to both sexes.
Okay, all
You know
right.
what I mean?
See, I
He
didn't know
talks to
that.
both sexes very, very honestly,
Yeah.
very realistically. Like
Mhm.
here, for example, a man to call, ask for advice, and he'll say, "Okay, how much you weigh? How tall are you? Okay, do you have a big dick?"
Yeah.
And so dude would be like, okay, well, no, sir, you have big dick. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah.
So what I took from Kev is that he was more so be honest with who you are and where you are and what you had to offer.
He's
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to makes people lower their expectations in a very blunt way.
Okay,
Very realistic
I got
way.
you. I
But
got
yeah,
you.
fair
I
enough.
got you.
Okay.
And on the surface, I have zero problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Say
Now,
a word.
maybe some of his, maybe some of
His
a
methods
little bit under the radar type stuff or
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe some of that I might not agree with,
Yeah.
but with that just general point,
Yeah.
I'm I'm big on personal responsibility. Like,
okay.
and that's where the incels kind of come into play, where they're like, they play the victim, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
They're like, yo, like,
Why don't you
women
like
are like
me?
this. Women
I
are
got
like
money.
that.
I'm a good guy.
Right.
Okay. You
Exactly.
should want me. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I
And then
understand that.
playing the victim as opposed to taking personal responsibility and say, okay, how can I be the best version of myself?
That's fair enough.
You know what I mean?
That is how you get the most cooch. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
Yeah, like,
You know?
so your coochie ceiling, it comes with how close can you get to your true self. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I talk about that so much in my book, bro, about being authentic, being
that's the
congruent
key
with
word.
you.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's
Authentic.
As a
That's
matter
the
of
word.
fact, check this out. So if you go to freegiftfromdale.com, okay, there is an exercise there where it teaches you, because I'm big on identity, okay? And this exercise, what it does is it's really eye-opening in terms of really finding out about yourself and what you bring to the table, you know, your intrinsic value that you bring to the table, you know, like you can flex money, you can flex your car, you can flex your credit score, you can flex whatever you want. But if all these things are just simply materialistic,
if you're still a dick, they're not gonna want you.
Right.
I mean, maybe some will still.
I mean,
but,
you can be girthy.
but what
enough
are you
for some.
really getting?
Wait, I got a
You know what
question.
I'm saying?
So
Pussy.
what was the second one that you labeled? Not calibration, but the outward. How'd you call it? The
Outer game?
Yeah, for the outer game, with you saying that no group is a monolith, like how do you teach, like as far as women, like because you're talking to incels and whoever, you can get these supermodels and stuff like that, but how do you also incorporate that they're not a monolith, and you know, or are you saying you can get any girl you want?
Okay, I'm not saying. Look, let's be real. Like, does it work 100% of the time,
No,
all the time?
sometimes-
No, of course not.
Sometimes the vagina, sometimes the coochie is not gonna want you to come down their canal, no matter what you got, no matter what kind of boat you got.
I mean, think of it.
Okay.
I mean, like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go talk, say I'm walking down the street, right, and here comes this girl, okay, and I approach that girl. Come to find out, her mom just got cancer today. The diagnosis came back. She's got 2 weeks to live.
She's not gonna want you.
Man, I could. There's nothing I could say to her. You know what I'm saying?
No pussy.
Like, I mean, I'm gonna be
fucking
sympathetic
going
but and
down.
empathetic.
But is that the anomaly though? Because I feel like within
Well, yeah, that's an
this
extreme
space,
example,
it
of
seems
course,
like
but-
women are an anomaly, you know, quote unquote, within this space. So like, is the cancer, like, is the things that are not, is that just the anomaly? And for the most part, women are anomaly. Or
No, I mean, to a certain degree, it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
But like, think of it like betting, right? I mean, betting's a numbers game. You know what I mean?
Just out here like raising their odds.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly
Got
where I'm
it.
going with that. You know what I
Got
mean?
it.
What I'm trying to do is, okay, let's say out of 10 bets that you place, you hit one.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you lost 9 times.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
What I'm trying to get you to
different
do.
with vagina though.
What's that?
That's kind of different with vagina. Like
You miss every shot.
No, it's not.
If you try to go,
it is
if
a
you
gamble
try to
every
go
time you
out
try
and
to
get
talk
some
to
pussy
somebody.
and you don't get 10, but you got one and it's good.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
right. And
It's
again,
about
that's why I tell
quantity,
dudes
not
all the
quality.
time. It's like, okay, look,
It is.
if you go out, all right, you go out and you talk to 20 people, 20 women, all right, and of those 20 women, we'll say you get 5 phone numbers and 1 date, okay, you know, and maybe those phone numbers turn out to be dates too, but who knows? But we'll just say you get 5 phone numbers, 1 date every time, every 20 you approach. Now, if you went out every day and did that 7 days a week, do you have time to go on 7 dates and talk to
a lot of numbers to lose?
yeah, and 35 women to talk? Do you have time for that? I don't.
No.
You know what I mean? So
how do you feel about and this is where I kind of circumvent that because that is a numbers game and those numbers are way the fuck. That's not time. Okay, time you got 24 hours. Okay, you got a certain amount of minutes, a certain amount of times, and like 7 minutes to fuck. Okay, that's all you got.
Oh my god.
So how do you feel about because it is an odds game? You can go to the bar or you can fuck who's at work.
You could,
or you can fuck who's at school.
Don't fuck who's at work.
Why the fuck not?
Because you shouldn't.
Why the fuck?
I know people do it, but
Okay,
you shouldn't.
this is my thing. I feel like you should only not fuck at work if you have poor intentions or if you know your dick or your vagina is not good.
But how do you know that? You don't know that.
You do know that.
No, you don't know that because
yes, you do.
it might be great to you, but you don't know what the person that you're fucking is gonna think.
I'm just saying, my dick to myself is shit. Okay.
Oh my God, I blackmail you at some point.
That too.
I've been watching a lot of TVs.
A lot of Lifetime. A lot of Lifetime.
No, it's my crazy gags.
No, but you know that's a good question though. What about workplace relationships and things like that, right? So what I tell guys is like this. I don't tell them not to do it. I just tell them be very careful.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like know what you're doing, because I'd be lying if I said that I ever did it. You know what I mean? So I can't say like I've never done that or whatever, but I've also been very careful about it too.
And you can suggest not to.
Well, I mean, this I'm saying, like, look.
Right. But I mean, you're not.
But this is how I feel about the saying.
teacher,
Okay. I would never suggest someone not to, because you're preparing to fail. I say, you know what? if you think it can work, go ahead and shoot your shot, King. You know what I mean?
Just have a backup job.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen.
It depends on the job too, man. If you don't care about your job, like if you're like, look, I work at the ice cream stand or something. You're like, if I get fired today, I'll just go to the next ice cream stand or whatever. You know, you don't care.
Stationary.
You know, then okay, cool. But if like, hey, I'm an attorney with this law firm, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, don't date a client.
Oh yeah, you can't, like, I wouldn't fuck a patient or nothing like that. But like another nurse or something, so like somebody else that fuck. As long as you get a paycheck, I don't care if you pushing the broom or fucking giving a shot. You can get this dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you just can't be
I like
a
your
client.
standards.
I mean, listen, man.
You
It is what
walk.
it is.
I got you.
I mean, because you gotta get to me.
is
You have to get. Listen,
No.
you have. Listen, I do. Listen. I do have standards. I got standards that are very high. They may be on the bottom shelf, but they're high on the bottom shelf. Okay, you don't even understand
As long
that.
as you have
What?
skills, I don't care.
How does that even make sense?
What?
How you gonna say it's high on the bottom shelf?
Okay,
It's
hear
on the
me out.
bottom shelf.
Okay, what if it's on the third shelf and it's a 6-shelf cabinet, but I'm only 3 feet tall?
Shut your ass.
It's relative.
It's all relative.
Know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Okay, so
Your standards as tall as me.
well, yeah.
There we go. I mean, there we go. It's all relative.
yeah.
So is it spread out evenly between inner, outer, and calibration? Your book and your
No,
your
my
teaching,
book is
or is
just
it mainly inner?
Well, it's called
Okay, tell us
Inner
about
Game.
your book.
So
Tell us about your book.
Yeah,
That was
so-
perfect. Look at segue Trav. Go ahead.
all right, so here's the deal. I believe, and I don't even think
What's
this
your
up
book
for
called? 'Cause
debate.
I'm gonna put it up.
Inner Game.
Inner game.
Yeah. Yep. So I believe everything starts with mindset. And I don't even think that's up for debate. You know, like if you're going to do anything, if I'm going to pick up this phone, I got to think about picking up that phone.
I agree.
Right. So
Fact.
everything starts with mindset. So the problem is, like, a lot of guys do it backwards.
Mhm.
Okay. Like I believe in what's called the MAP process.
Mhm.
Mindset, action,
Pussy.
Ah,
Wait, that's not it,
bro.
That's,
No,
wait, that's not it.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
P does not stand
I'm
for pussy.
sorry.
Hey, you good.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not OPP.
Okay.
Mindset, action, process.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry.
So
Process, rhyme, process.
So here's the deal. You know, it's going to start with your mindset. If you think that you can do it, you have a much better chance of succeeding with it than if you're like, this ain't never going to work, but here I go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of guys, what they do is they want the process first. Okay. Give me all the lines. Give me the scripts. Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
process. And then they're like, well, let me go check, try it out. So that's the action.
So they
and
doing
then-
Pam instead of map.
Exactly. And then,
Bars.
and Pam's a bitch. Let me tell you,
Huh.
like you put that process first and then you start seeing it fail. How's that going to affect your mindset?
It's gonna fuck it up.
You're gonna be like, well, this shit don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
So,
part.
so that's the thing is starting with that mindset, man, is so
How many
important.
versions do you coach? I mean, is there like a meeting? Like, do you have like a meeting to say, okay, because you got to meet your clients where they are.
So
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
you have
saying?
like a boot camp.
So do you
don't
say, hey,
Yeah. Mhm.
hey, have you ever got coached by yourself? Or, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever
Yeah,
been to
I
Pound
mean,
Town?
so I don't,
you know what I'm saying?
it's
Titty Street.
all right. So one of the classes I teach with Modern Success, it's kind of my B, my A is inner game.
Mhm.
My B class is sexual mastery. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so, I
Like
don't
positions and angles.
sometimes. Yeah.
You go in from the left, you're gonna get a boy. If you
Oh my
curve to the
God.
right, you got a girl.
if you
If you
keep it in, you
sneeze
get
when
the
you come,
minivan.
twin.
You pull it out, you get a Lamborghini.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
sneeze right when you come, you get triplets.
You can't get pregnant in the throat. Okay.
Oh my God.
That's true.
That's true though.
That is true.
It is
Do it in
true.
the
Okay,
buggy,
okay.
get a brown baby.
Oh my god. And we're done. See you next week, everybody.
But I don't ask them, their sexual history and things like that. Now, if they volunteer that information, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But I'm not, some people, especially in a classroom setting, they don't want to put their whole history on Front Street.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
So now there's guys who do come into our program who have expressed this. Matter of fact, this probably isn't what you mean, but still, there's one guy in our program that's very religious. Okay. Now he's a virgin, but that's by choice.
Obviously.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he's trying to find a wife and all that kind of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not, he's a virgin by choice. It's not because
he can't get married.
Yeah.
It's because he don't want it.
It's not that he don't want it. It's, you know where I'm going
Yeah.
with that.
You know what I mean?
Now,
Okay.
hold
You
on,
don't
wait,
want
wait,
it yet.
wait,
Like
wait,
I'll
wait.
add the
Now,
word
do you
yet.
hear how silly virgin by choice sounds like for a man?
Wait, how old is he though?
No,
How old is
that
he?
don't sound silly.
30, 32, something like that.
Okay.
That only sounds silly to y'all because y'all not. It's not because it's silly.
Okay.
Well, I respect
I
it, man.
respect his choice. I'm just saying some things sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get it.
Because if you were a virgin not by choice, wouldn't you also say you're a virgin by choice?
Well, no, but I mean, I know, like, this guy's taking boot camps with me. I know this dude.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
A very
So,
good guy.
Yeah. So it's definitely by choice.
I'm gonna take it for face value.
He wants to take the scripture to the strippers. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, I'll
I'm
tell
sorry.
you this off the air, man.
Tell me later.
But
Tell me later.
I got something so dope coming up, man.
Oh, you know
So
what? You
fucking
can plug
dope.
it. You can
Talk
plug it.
about
You can plug it.
tangent.
Well, it's kind of all right.
Bicycles.
I'll just say it. So one of my homies, all right, he's one of the. This is another thing we do at Modern Success. We have business coaches, right?
Okay.
So it's lifestyle design. It's not just like, hey, I want to get a girl. You know what I mean?
Bitches?
Hey, I want some pussy. Help me
so
out.
we talk, one of our guys he's a celebrity personal trainer, so we deal with health and we deal with finances. Man, we even got a time management coach. All right. To help people set up their schedules properly and things like that. Well, anyway, one of the guys who's a coach is his name's Stephen De La Cruz. Okay. And now he's also my business mentor. All right. But what we're gonna do is in December, I think it's the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd, we're doing a boot camp in San Diego where he's gonna be teaching business stuff, and I'm gonna be taking guys out at night and things like that. But his wife is a huge name porn star.
Say it.
Okay.
Bunny De La Cruz?
No.
Oh, not Bunny. Oh,
No,
about to say.
you can look it up. If you want.
Roxy
Don't
Reynolds?
don't put it up there.
I'm
though.
not. I used to fuck with Bunny though.
Christy Love is
I
her
could
name.
just turn off.
No,
turn off
don't even put it up there. Okay, but go ahead.
But anyway, her name's Christy Love.
Yeah.
But anyway, so one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a porn star party. So
is this invite only or?
Well, you guys got to pay to be at the boot
right.
camp. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah,
there's no press passes. Oh man, I can't get press access where so we can look at the window.
Is there
like,
binocular?
Is there?
that's just getting creepy, man.
Is there binocular seating?
We'll
I
just
mean,
be outside in the bushes.
Yeah, I got my trench coat on.
I'm just saying. You say, okay, continue.
Yeah. So no, but that's what I'm saying. Is like it's funny because you said bring the scriptures to the strippers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
okay.
But Stephen De La Cruz is also a pastor.
Okay.
A pastor married to you know what?
Yeah.
I don't judge because it's all guys playing. God put the pussy
Sounds
here
like
for us
there's a
to
lot of things
enjoy.
they don't talk
All
about
right.
together.
Yeah.
So quick funny story. So I'm out in San Diego doing a boot camp. All right. And it's the first time I had met this guy, Steven. All right. Now comes out that, like his wife's a porn star and it's whatever. Right. So we get to talking and he's like, yeah, I'm a pastor. We do our church services, Sunday nights.
And I'm a pastor.
And like it's
Look at
at
God.
he's got this super dope penthouse downtown, and that's where he does the
Look at God.
like dude.
Won't he do it?
He's ridiculously paid.
Won't he do
Stupid
it?
paid.
All right, go ahead.
He
Was
owns
she a
all the
porn star
cameras
before
at
they got
SeaWorld.
together? Was
Huh?
she, or like did it happen like you? Like where is
No.
I
They
want to
were
be a porn star.
They got married in Bible college, bro.
And
Bible-
then she said,
there's
"I
a
like to
Bible
fuck in front of camera." Look at God.
Yeah.
Won't
So-
he do it?
So here's the deal.
Okay.
We're talking. He's like, you should come out to my church. Are you still gonna be in town Sunday night? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be here. He's like, you should come out. And I'm like, okay, this is where my head's going. I'm like, okay, this guy's got a porn star church. man, I shine in those situations. You know, like that's my get down. Okay, strippers and things like that. I'm just good. I'm good at it. Okay, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take advantage of this. You know, I don't get out to California. You know, maybe 60 times a year, but you know, like when's this opportunity gonna come up again? So I get a couple of the homies. We go to his church. Okay. Now I'm telling them all the way there. I'm like, man, you guys are about to see me on my shit tonight. Like, you guys are about to learn a thing or three. Like, this is gonna be dope.
So it's a different type of missionary.
Right. Missionary position means a totally different thing there. So I get there. We walk in the door. It was the most basic ass church service I'd ever been to in my life. It was no different than any other churches I ever been to.
No cleavage anyway.
Nothing. I'm like, they're doing
Holy
praise and
water,
worship. They're doing praise and worship. You know, he's giving a sermon. You know, like I'm just like, this is not what I expected at all. But everything that I guess it should be. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but anyway, all that being said, man, that's gonna be fucking dope.
That sounds dope. That sounds dope.
Yeah, man.
So
how long is boot camp?
Usually it's a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so back because that was kind of a tangent. The Virgin, how did that go? Because wasn't there like for the map process, like his intention was to get married, not to just find P?
Well, right. Yeah. So for him, like I did a whole relationship boot camp, you know, and he was one of the attendees for that. And for him, you know, he wants to get dates, of course, but his whole mindset is like this, and it's a good mindset, by the way. His mindset is, I want to come at getting a wife from a place of abundance, as opposed to, hey, I just met somebody.
Okay,
that makes sense.
He wants to have a whole bunch of hoes, man.
Well,
pick one.
What I'm saying is, like, what a lot of guys do
the
is
hoes gotta like you first, and then that's how that happens.
Well, sure, yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Okay,
but you know, okay, there you go. They gotta like you. So that's what we're showing.
If it's an equation, you know what I'm saying? 1 + 1 = poon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Like in order to have that in abundance will want to come to you first.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I think it's easier to date someone out of a bunch of people than just focus on one and keep that one person. I don't know if that's
he's not looking to be dating 8 girls at the same time. Okay. Right. What I mean is he's coming at it from a place, of choice, where it's like, okay, I'm dating this girl, maybe talking to this one. Now, the girl I'm dating, there's some things that are red flags for me. I'm out. As opposed to what do most guys do. And I know
what
I know
a
dog.
Red flag. What do a red flag do? This is what we do. We take it, we do like this, we say, ole. You know
maybe that's what you do, homie. That ain't what I do.
I ain't fucking scared of it. You know what I do with a goddamn red flag? I put it around my neck and I put an S on it and I fly. I be like Superman with that bitch. A red flag ain't stop nothing.
That's not a good way to deal with it.
Oh.
No, not at all.
I didn't know that.
But
not at all.
Check this out.
Okay.
Now you tell me if you know people like this, because I know everybody here does. Okay, where what you have is you got a guy. Okay, now this guy, he gets wind of some girl is interested in him. Some girl likes him, and maybe she's halfway cute. You know what I mean? And so he hears about this. So now he's got the nerve to be able to ask her out because he already knows that she's going to say yes.
Right.
Okay. So he asks her out. They start going out. She turns out to be trouble. She's got red flags written all over. Okay.
But you're already invested.
You got sunk cost fallacy going on. And on top of that, homeboy's coming at it from the perspective of like, well, when's this going to happen again? You know,
she already liked me.
I mean,
so he just puts up with it. Next thing you know, she's knocked up. Next thing you know,
are you talking about me?
I was.
I mean, you just about to say that, were you? I'm like, wait a minute, man.
Next thing you know, those kids are eating out of a bowl. No,
out of a trough.
Inside joke. Inside joke.
I got you.
So, next thing you know, though, she's pregnant. Next thing you know, they're getting married. Next thing you know,
right, it's a snowball relationship.
They get divorced because they were never good for each other to begin with.
And you have a string of red flags hanging around your neck.
But
I know so many.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm listening to him tell me about my life.
So, but wouldn't it?
Rahm said, just
This
at him next
motherfucker is
time,
over here,
Bill.
Roberta
Just
Flack
at him
strum-
next time.
motherfucker
That's
like-
what Rahm said.
This motherfucker like Roberta Flack right now. He's strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my
Killing me
song
softly.
with his words.
No,
Okay.
But wouldn't it make much more sense to come at it from the perspective of like, okay, I know what value that I bring to the table.
Okay, that's
Okay,
that's
which
good
is why I'm saying
high value, man.
Free value or free gift from Dale.com.
Okay, free gift from
You can
Dale,
you can
okay.
do that exercise.
Okay.
Figure that shit out. Okay.
Okay.
But if I'm coming to the table with X amount of value, right? Now, women that I'm talking to have to live up to the certain criteria.
Oh,
Like, think of it like this. Think of it
Nothing
like
with
this.
that.
Yo, so you got a house.
Uh-huh.
Do you own your house?
I mean, well, you asking me.
I do.
On like camera, she do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Cool.
one of us owns a house. Fucker. But go ahead.
Right now, I mean, I stay in
No.
my car.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, all right.
I own something. Shit.
Okay. So you have a house.
Uh-huh.
I do.
Okay. You own that house.
I do.
Okay.
There you go.
Do you know what your house is worth?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
How much is it worth? No.
No, you ain't gotta put that out there.
Uh-huh.
But okay, now say you wanted to sell your house.
Mhm.
Okay, you're like, I'm up out of here. I'm moving.
Mhm.
You put your house up for sale. Would it not make sense for you to price it according to approximately what it's worth?
Honestly, I would ask for more, hoping
Okay,
to get
well,
what it's
okay,
worth.
that's
But
cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
But
I'm not gonna put it up for
Right.
less than what it's
If your
worth.
house
But
is
damn
worth
sure.
$200,000, you're not gonna go put it on the market for $100.
No, absolutely.
You know
the
what I
fuck
mean?
Not.
Now, here's the deal. If you did that though, and I come from real estate. Okay, I was an active real estate agent for a lot of years. All right. So if you did that,
Mhm.
you would get a ton of offers.
Correct.
Okay.
Because people are like, oh shit,
Right,
this house is worth
right,
way more, but I'm only
right.
paying half for
But
it.
but even in a bidding
Fuck
war,
yeah.
you're not likely to double the price of the home to get
Right.
your value, right?
Right.
So you're coming into that situation knowing what it's worth so you can get what makes sense.
Correct.
Right? Same thing with dating and relationships. When you walk into something, you should know what your worth is. You should have criteria. You should have litmus tests to find out if that person is somebody that really actually meshes with you, or if it's just like, okay, well, maybe we can be friends with benefits or
You try
something.
to live
But
up to their standards, and you're constantly changing
like
stuff.
because
exactly,
you kind of agree with the Kevin Samuels aspect of lowering your
yeah.
expectations. So like the
I'm not saying lower your expectations.
But
I'm saying raise
no, I'm
your
saying
expectations.
but for the virgin dude that's 30 years old, like, is there some kind of compromise? Because like, how do you define what his value
Well,
is?
You gotta have
com-
realistic
easily.
expectations.
For him? Like,
Yeah, easy.
Like,
is there an aspect of, you know, maybe you should sell for 100,000?
No, easy. Because think about, okay, he ain't going to
Get no pussy.
no,
He doesn't
he,
want it. It's okay.
Sure
he
he
ain't
does.
going to the bar.
Mm.
He ain't going to the club.
He's going
Right.
to that church.
He's going to that church.
All types of pussy at that church.
That's true. But he's going to that church with his certain criteria being she has to be a virgin too.
Shit.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
So
There'll be at least one person left.
Yeah, but then
But he's
she's
looking
not
for
gonna-
abundance,
not
though,
gonna
right?
look
So
like
he wants
he not-
X
she
amount
not
of
gonna
women.
look-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go
Like
ahead.
he wants X amount of women and to choose from them, because if he was going from 30 and so 0 to 100, then I feel like, how do you ever be
All right.
discontent?
all
if
right.
he's
So
looking for marriage?
let's
I want
okay,
0 hoes, now 30 hoes. But
Yeah,
then, like,
I
when
get
do
you.
you
I
stop?
get what you mean. But I think the way that you're picturing it mentally, okay, is like, okay, here's 8 girls lined up,
Yeah.
and it's like, don't want you, you're cool, you're a maybe, you, okay, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
What I mean by
That's
abundance
how I live
is
life.
that he has the skill set
Mhm.
to, if one instead of 8 girls, there's one.
Yeah.
She doesn't work out, he can walk out the door and go to some
Right.
Christian event
He
somewhere
can have an option.
and
Mhm.
have that option because he's got the skill set to attract somebody else into his life.
Right.
And that's what I mean. I don't
He
mean
not
abundance
just
like he's
stuck with just
already
the
got
one.
it.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean abundance of opportunity.
It's like
Mm.
going to a bar on singles night and you're single.
Mm.
Right.
Everyone's a possibility, but they might not all be it.
They might not all pan out. Right.
But you
Right.
still
But so are you
decide.
leaning more towards like every time this one has potential to be the one, or more so like if you fuck up, then you're out of there? You know what I'm saying? Because so is that ultimate goal like, you know, relation, like marriage, like he
For
started
him
off
it
with,
is.
or like if you fuck up in X amount of ways, you know, you're out the door?
I mean, that's where setting boundaries comes into
Because
place.
then I feel like perfection could be in there somewhere.
Well,
So
yeah. See, okay. So in my book, boundaries is one of the sections.
Yeah.
Okay. I find that guys who have weak self-esteem,
Mhm.
weak self-confidence,
Put up with
weak
more.
self-discipline,
Mhm.
do not know how to establish boundaries,
Mm.
and they're even worse at backing those boundaries up if they happen to actually lay one out.
Right,
You
because
know?
if they do get a girl, then they feel like that they're lucky,
Right.
and that this won't happen again. So they hold on to it, even though it may not be what is like ideal or even good for them.
Exactly. So the way I look at it, and when I'm teaching guys about setting boundaries, all right, yes, you shouldn't have your boundaries so rigid that it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's not going to help
Right.
you either.
Like
That's
if she got one little tiny flaw, like you can't.
Yeah.
I hate people like that.
Yeah,
too, where
like-
it's like they picking on every little tiny thing.
Right.
And it's
No,
like,
I
oh,
like that. Like I thought you were gonna say
she
like
can't wear a size
you
11 shoe.
Yeah.
Everything else could be great, but if she wears a size 11, fuck
I mean,
off. Like,
yeah.
what
Yeah,
do you
I
mean?
don't-
Like,
I
I
don't
hate
want-
people that have like.
don't
Yeah.
I mean, that was
want
an
my
extreme
shit.
example, but
I ain't kicking somebody out of bed for eating crackers.
I like
Okay.
that though. I thought you were gonna
So-
say you
Oh,
should
if-
be
if-
firm in all your
No,
boundaries.
no,
Saying you
no.
should be flexible.
Here- man, I tell people, give people the benefit of the doubt within reason, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you killed my dad. Well, oops.
I
That's
mean,
strike
Don't kill my
one.
mom.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, why she kill him though?
fair point.
I'm just
What
saying.
about one of her
like,
boundaries?
If you're sucking my, like, I'm just saying.
What if she was
Rahm
defending
is
her boundary?
supporting the red flags,
So,
y'all.
yeah,
Just so
Listen,
y'all
I'm
know.
just listen,
So-
red flags come with good fucking.
He said red his favorite color.
Red, it used
Well,
to be.
crazy people tend to be crazy in all aspects.
A lot of
Fair enough.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the way I like to lay it out. It's like this. Now imagine, okay, you're a king. All right. You live
I tell
inside of
myself
this
that
castle.
every morning.
Yeah, you're like,
Mhm.
this is a true story.
It is,
All right.
it
So
is, it
you
is.
live in this castle.
Mhm.
All right. This castle has a wall around it. Like, but those castles back in the day.
It
You
has
know what I
a
mean?
moat.
So the
It
one,
has a
so,
wall with a moat.
Mexicans
Yeah.
can't come in.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's my castle.
Exactly.
can't
Exactly.
try.
Build the wall. Build the wall.
Built
He
the
built
wall.
it. I
He
got
built
it.
the wall. Got it.
I'm
So-
Troy.
This impermeable wall.
All right. So here you are, the king in your castle,
Facts.
right? You're protected.
Mhm.
You got these walls, right?
Mhm.
Now we'll say one day, bang, bang, bang
Mhm.
on the gate. All right. Here's this young lady on the other side of this gate.
Mhm.
Please let me in. Help me.
Should
All
I
right.
be the one banging on her walls? Hey,
Oh,
hey.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, she's Mexican, so.
Oh, all right.
Oh my god!
All right. So
I love Mexicans.
yeah, let's put that out there. Your audience don't know me.
I'm off
So-
camera as well.
Oh my god!
All right. So here's the deal. She comes knocking at the gate.
Mhm.
Your soldiers or whatever, they open up the gate and she's like, I've been out in the wilderness for so long. I need refuge. Okay. So I seek an audience with the king. They bring her to you. Now, listen, if she's outside in those elements, anything could happen. She could get robbed, raped, animal could kill her, the elements, she could starve to death, dehydrate,
Mhm.
all kinds of things, right? But if she's secure inside of those walls, she's likely to be fine, right?
Right.
So you say to her, you're like, okay, cool. Well, here's the deal. You can stay.
Mm.
You can stay as long as you want. All you have to do is abide by these laws. If you can live by these laws, you're good.
Mhm.
Okay. And she says, yes, I will abide by those laws. All right. Now, the laws aren't anything crazy. You're a noble and just king.
Mhm.
Okay. It's just basic stuff. Don't hurt anybody. Don't steal shit, whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just don't smoke crack. I feel you.
So
That was it.
now, one day she does something against the rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had to smoke
And you
that
like, you
crack.
gotta go.
Now, well,
No,
no,
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding. I'm
No,
kidding.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay. Now, did she do it maliciously? Was she like, fuck you, I'm doing this?
Mhm.
Now, if
Mm.
that's the tact,
Yeah.
you're out of here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
But if it's like, okay, like I wasn't thinking, my bad, it
Is
was
she
a
a woman?
mistake.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's a woman.
As far as I know,
Oh,
I don't know
so
what it's into.
no, she's
but-
saying because it's always malicious. You're saying it's always malicious. He's been in some toxic shit,
No, no,
so
no.
don't
I'm
follow
not
his.
saying it's always malicious. All I'm saying it's always the intent is always purposeful. Okay.
Mm.
So,
Is it though?
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
I
do
feel
you
like you're letting bad people in your
It's called-
castle, Rom.
It's called accountability.
Rom, you need to get a
accountability.
moat. You need to
If
get a
you
moat
did-
and a
if you did-
drawbridge.
If you did something, you wanted
Build
to
that
do it.
wall.
If you
Not
did something, you wanted to
necessarily.
do it.
It could
No,
be
no.
a-
He's just letting anybody in.
Okay. Okay. All I'm saying like this. Let's just say the one rule was, hey, you can stay here. You're just gonna be sucking everybody's dick. Okay. And then
What was the
Man.
first house? The Three Little Pigs. The wolf blew
The
down.
straw
That's what
house.
Rahm's in right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Anybody can come in. Come
Then
on,
the
come
one
on.
rule was like you just gonna be sucking everybody's dick, and then she came and she started sucking everybody's dick.
And just
And
like he
then-
said, that's a
And then
that's
that
a
was-
intent
that
type of
you-
thing.
You wanted to do that,
But you
Like,
forgot to put on your board. Don't suck nobody's dick.
No, that was one of the rules.
Oh, that was
That
the
was one of the
rules.
rules. You can't be sucking everybody's dick. And
Do
then
you just
and then-
erase it after?
y'all must be
Only
some
one
suckers or
dick suck
something,
per
man.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, no, okay.
So that would be malicious. And yes,
Yeah.
she would have to go. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
So
here's
that's
the deal.
on you.
But think of it like this. What are those walls? Those walls are boundaries.
Mm.
You see,
Mm.
she's safer
Mm.
inside of your boundaries
Mm,
than she is outside of it.
mm.
Right.
Okay. So that's what I mean. You having strong boundaries that you're willing to reinforce,
Mm,
that's not only for your own protection, that's for her protection too.
mm.
How can she look, how can she ever think that you'll stand up for her if you can't stand up to her?
God, you know what? God damn it, Dale. I'm
That's
gonna be for real.
bars.
I'm
That's
gonna
in the
be for real
book.
with
That
you.
quote's in the book.
I don't know if it is.
I'm
or
not-
not.
That
listen,
It should
listen,
be.
listen. I'm about to be
Page
real.
39.
I'm about to be real.
Line 7.
I thought you was full of shit. I did that first. No, for real. I thought you was full of shit because you know what I'm saying, relationship experts. And then I seen that do Mr. I almost call it Mystery.
Mystery.
Yeah, Mystery.
Yeah.
Listen, Mystery. There ain't anybody listening to him. But I'm listening to what you're saying, and God damn it, that makes perfectly good sense.
Yeah,
That
man.
makes perfectly good sense.
You just want to be able to speak back to a woman.
No.
He said, "I've never felt so seen."
It made perfectly good sense.
I'm
But,
doing that today.
It was one thing.
Baby mama 1 through 5. If you're listening,
Man, listen,
it's over.
They all know that they lost out on this good dick. Okay, they all know. They all know.
BM4, you hear this?
Listen, all they gonna get from me, they're not gonna get no more dick, but they can still should keep these damn dependents that I got. Okay, they got my kids.
Reinforce your walls. Pause.
Nah, I mean, they walls need some reinforcement after me. Giggity. No,
Oh my god.
Hell no.
no, but
I can't stand you so much.
okay. So I'm hearing your method. It sounds some of the shit sounds like it could work. It sounds good, but I saw one thing on the interweb. And it was like, oh shit, I didn't agree with it at all. I said, nah, this is some bullshit. I don't know the exact statement, but you said something about today's man has to become more masculine than today's woman.
I don't know if I said that.
Maybe you didn't share it. I mean, maybe you didn't say it.
That didn't sound
Someone
like
shared
something I would say.
it. It did. Okay, maybe it wasn't you. Maybe I know two Dales. Okay.
Who was
I don't know, but it was somebody who was like, today's man has to become more masculine than today's woman to get them to respect you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, wait a minute, that whole little theory is flawed.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
that
Because
that doesn't sound like me.
okay, cool. Whew, okay.
But
Yeah,
what
go.
I mean, look, you know, you see a lot of things online, you know, where they propagate like this idea that, you know, like, I gotta be alpha. In every situation, I'm the alpha. I'm an alpha dog, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have serious issue with that. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
You know, because like, look, it's not about being more masculine or more quote unquote alpha than somebody else. It's about you taking personal responsibility and being able to set some fucking boundaries. It's not about like define what is more masculine. Like, okay, we'll take a guy who's like the ideal type of a masculine dude. Okay, the homeboy's a lumberjack. He chews rocks. He, you know what I mean? Like,
He's probably
That's a
gay.
man.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
but
Choose rocks.
but he can't stand up to his girl. Okay, is he masculine or is he a bitch?
He's a bitch.
You know what I mean? So like that's what I'm saying. Like
A masculine bitch.
like
Just true rocks.
A
Yeah.
very strong back bitch. That's
sounds
what
like
it
he's
is.
a butch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm getting at. Like, how do you even calculate that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the parameters of information that need to be acquired to know if somebody's more? That's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
that doesn't sound like something I would
Okay,
say.
fair
Yeah.
Now there are some groups out there that do focus on the alpha male.
Yeah. There's tons of them.
okay.
Tons of
Okay,
them.
that's what
Yeah.
you're saying. The alpha. What I was thinking, I mean, what the alpha male? What is alpha male to y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think.
Football.
I mean, I think it's a
see,
myth,
see, I don't think.
personally.
Okay, if you really want to think, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is how I feel. I feel like in terms of alpha, it don't always got to be the strongest. It don't always got to be, you know what I'm saying, the fastest or like whatever. Because it's
But
always
you
gonna
do
be
need the confidence.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to be, you know what I'm saying, because there's always going to be somebody bigger than you. There's always going to be somebody stronger than you. There's always going to be somebody who has more money than you. You know what I'm saying? So wouldn't the alpha be the one who's able to acknowledge who they are and what they are in the situation?
Here's the
and,
problem.
You know what I'm saying? Be able to proceed accordingly.
But I feel like that's
You know what I'm
not,
saying?
and with that, like I don't think, and that's why I don't like it, because I feel like an alpha thing shouldn't be a male thing. Like at the end of the day, there could be a female alpha.
Yeah.
Because that's to me,
sure.
like what they say.
Look at Rahm's face.
And the aspect of alpha type personalities, like
just
it's a
whoever's in
personality
charge.
trait. It's whoever is can
Okay,
take
okay, a
control.
female
in a
alpha.
situation.
Come on now.
Oh yeah,
It happens.
absolutely.
I put that pack mentality stuff on the same level as astrology.
Yeah, like and that's the thing, right? It's not something that you should put too much thought into. But
here's the deal: as long as you have, leadership qualities and traits like being assertive, taking personal responsibility, planning things out, taking initiative, all like everything that you think of when you think of what a good leader would be. If you can embody that, you don't have to worry about like, am I more alpha than the next guy?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like the people who have to say they are alpha, they're
not.
alpha.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not.
Like,
I mean, it's stupid in general because it's relative to the other dudes.
It's relative
in
to the
like, in
situation.
the room. Like,
Right.
that's-
it's very situational.
if you ask a room full of people, who thinks they're an alpha male, I bet a bunch of them are gonna raise their hands. And then if you
Right.
say,
You know
how
what?
many people do you think are alphas in here? It's not
I
as
bet
many
the-
as
I bet the
Yeah.
true alpha
It's
wouldn't
only-
raise his hand though.
I think
Right,
it's dumb. I
probably
mean,
not.
why strive to be
You know
that?
what I'm
Because it's me compared to all the other dudes.
Here's the problem with that mentality. A lot of times, it's where a guy who is like, I have to be the alpha. All it's almost like a Napoleon complex thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You always overdo it.
It's like a thing of overkill where it's like, I have to prove myself to you, and you every time I open my mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how alpha is that actually?
Why is he
Right.
talking
I
about
need
me?
all your
So
approval.
stupid.
No.
I'm not
right?
stupid.
No,
why are
I
you
said
talking
that's
about me?
stupid.
Is that a sidebar?
Yeah.
Round.
Like be the
Cut
alpha
it
of your
out.
family, maybe, but like the alpha, me trying to be the alpha of the room, it just looks douchebaggy. for
Like,
real.
look, man, nobody can be the alpha in every situation.
No.
And to try is stupid.
Oh my god, no. Round.
If you put me in a jungle, okay,
Help the
and
bear.
like you put me in a jungle and I got this guide who's gonna get me through the jungle,
Mhm.
and what am I gonna do? Out of the way, bitch! I'm the alpha.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's the quickest way for me to die.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean?
You're not gonna do
That's
that.
gonna die.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that.
Okay. All right. So you know what? I appreciate you coming to the show. I appreciate you coming to the show.
Oh, we done?
No, we're
Oh.
not done
We're
yet.
not
No,
done.
we're not done.
We're not done.
I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? No. It's about
We still got like
we still got
20 minutes.
We still about 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would just want to go into a little bit more detail about your book and like
Mhm.
your boot camps, and
Yeah.
I just want you to know, is it strictly for males?
Yeah.
Strictly for males.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you hate women?
No,
No,
No, because I'm
it's-
making
it's joking,
no,
it's joking.
because I know you're joking, but I will say this because people do say shit like that sometimes.
They do.
Look, what I'm trying to do is help guys improve themselves
Mm.
for the sake of the women that ultimately they're going to be with.
Mm.
You're a girl. Wouldn't you like a guy to be the best version of himself instead of like taking his foot off the gas?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So ultimately, it is for women.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Women
saying?
have their own
That you know
versions.
what? That's what I was trying to tell. That's what I was saying. Because I said, look, I'm only cheating, so my dick get good.
Oh
so for you, because you want to have sex with a good fucking man.
It
And
is some
so
mental
I had
gymnastics
to
there,
get
homie.
Experience,
Ain't it always?
No, because I had to get familiar with women's body to know a woman's body.
That's like
No,
that's like
no.
a woman saying, "I did certain sex acts with this guy."
Okay,
So
hear me.
So that I
Yeah,
can
listen,
satisfy you.
listen. I'm about to
Oh,
tell you-
that's different.
No,
That's different.
No, it's the
It's
same.
the same fucking
The book's
thing.
not for y'all.
'Cause
Don't do
listen,
that shit.
I listen. If my woman
not
gave
getting
me
in my
the
castle
tongue
with that.
twisted
Like, my-
3000, if my woman came to me the first, I tell everybody,
Yeah.
first time a woman sucks your dick, okay, even if she loves you, the first time she does that. Okay, if she got your toes curling the first time, if she sucked
it's
your
just downhill
soul
from there.
out
She's
the
done
first
it
time,
before.
you know that you don't want to ask no questions.
No.
Oh my
Because that is not an innate ability. She has to. No, sucking souls out is a learned skill. It's a learned trait. How do you know you don't have a gag reflex until you get a dick to the back of your throat? Dog.
What?
Or fucking spoon goes too far. I don't know, but there's a curiosity. Hey, what happens if how long is a spoon?
Yeah,
6
women
inches.
don't really
How
do
listen,
that.
how long is a spoon? How long is a spoon, lady? About 6 inches. How long is an average dick? About 6 inches.
How
That's
much
what I'm
can
saying.
you take, Samantha?
Dale, where do you think Rahm lands in the whole M category?
What you mean, Am?
He's
Yeah,
M,
what you mean?
mind.
Oh,
Where do you think he-
got you. I got you.
Well.
I'm detecting a hint of insecurities. And
Okay, no, okay.
Can
Okay,
he-
real
can
shit though.
Could he use your coaching?
When I was fucking a whole lot of women though, not gonna
The
lie.
answer be yes.
When I was fucking a whole lot of hoes, when I was out here, you know what I'm saying, throwing my dick like it was
Yeah.
a frisbee, and you know what I'm saying, hoping I didn't catch nothing back like a boomerang.
Mm.
A lot of that shit was based off of insecurities.
How much
you know
is
what
just
I'm
the
saying?
M?
A
How
whole
much
lot
is
of that
just
was
the M portion.
Yeah,
insecurity.
I mean, look, who can't work on their mindset?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody's arrived. Nobody
Yes.
has everything figured
Yes.
out.
Mm.
Cause
You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
know, like when you go into Pound Town with your lady, she don't want you to be the emperor of fucking Pound Town. She just might want you
The mayor.
to be the mayor of Pound Town. Because she don't gotta let you into Pussyville. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta get a passport to Pussyville to get an invite to Pound Town,
Or in
and then
some
that's when
cases-
you gotta.
Or in some cases, the janitor after the parade.
So like Detroit and then Belle Isle.
Listen, hey, listen. You don't listen. Sometimes you get some of the best shit after parades. You get to pick up certain gems and jewels. Like,
Okay, wait, I got a question.
Yeah.
That could be the.
I
line
rarely
of
have a
things
question,
have
but
no
I
idea
actually
what
have a
the
question
sequence
this time.
Okay.
So my question is, when they join your program,
Yeah.
is the focus mainly getting the girl or also keeping the girl, or
Both.
is that like different levels?
Both.
Like,
So,
do you start like
look.
step 1, get the girl, step
All right.
2,
No,
keep
no,
the
no,
girl?
no, no,
Like,
no,
or
no,
is it
no.
all
No,
part
no.
of a
So,
cohesive
here's the deal.
Discard.
process?
Everybody, it's not for me to dictate to somebody else what they should have.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get some guys who are like, yo, I want to get a harem. Okay. Okay, you know, whatever. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Who am I to judge that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you may have somebody else like the guy I was talking about earlier, who, you know, he's a church going guy and he wants to get a wife and things like that. Then you have some people who are just like, I want to play the field. Some people are like, I just want a long-term girlfriend. So
It differs.
yeah, it differs for sure. But I will say this, you know, like we put a heavy emphasis on, you know, ultimately having the type of relationship that you want. You know, instead of just being a fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of our biggest things I think really separates us a lot from the other competitors that we have in our space, okay, is that, you know, a lot of these companies, and I'm not going to name names or anything, I'm not that dude, but a lot of these guys that are big time coaches and whatnot, they're teaching guys how to just get, okay,
Right, but not to maintain.
Well, no, not even that. What we're teaching guys is to give value. You know what I mean? Make her
Cunnilingus.
make her make her day better, man. You know, you get into a conversation, actually be genuinely curious about who they
Wait
are.
a minute, so I gotta give a fuck about what she thinks?
Absolutely.
And Rahm's
Listen
M.
to
Rahm needs
her.
that M.
Yeah,
No, listen.
That,
no.
you see the deal with that one.
Yeah.
Listen,
So I gotta care about what women
listen.
think, but they're stupid.
They're not.
No, I'm
No, I'm
Yeah,
playing.
you make it wrong.
But look, but here's the deal. If you don't like how she thinks, and you're like, I don't give a fuck about what she's talking about, then
Nice.
she probably ain't the one for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Rahm
That's
thinks
a
women are
litmus
a
test
monolith,
right
though.
there.
What?
You think women are a monolith?
Yes, because y'all have vaginas.
Rahm is a perfect candidate
No, I'm saying? No, I'm not a perfect candidate. Because
Think-
even when I was
for the M. For the
We
M,
gonna
not the
put
A.
a-
Leave the A alone
we gonna put a
completely. You need
GoFundMe.
no more A. Hiatus on the A.
We're
No more
gonna
action.
put a GoFundMe link in the comments. So because we're gonna raise some
Yeah,
money to
yeah.
give him a
Yeah.
class.
Give Rahm the M class.
you know what? Fuck it, I'll do that shit. No, but for real though,
Wait. So, like, can you tell me like what actually goes on? Like, is it all in parallel? MAP in parallel? Because I feel like the M of just like inner healing is like
You're stuck on the
therapeutic
M.
type of
Okay,
thing. Like,
okay,
what are you actually
okay.
doing?
He's an introspective dude.
Like, what are you
What-
actually doing in that? Because
He
like
is.
the second portion of it of getting hoes is completely different than like the getting your mindset and your
No,
intent. Like,
I don't. I
so
think
is it like a
no, I think
one-on-one
they're very
Zoom session?
interconnected.
You know what I
I
mean?
think they're very.
So what are you
very,
actually
very-
doing?
you
Like,
gotta
are
have
you
your
All right.
mind right before you get into the
So-
batter's box.
Like, okay, so like in my book, all
Mm.
right, every chapter in my book has an actionable thing for you to do.
Mm.
Unfortunately, most people who read a self-development book or something like that, they gloss right over the the action steps.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, yeah, that's good information.
I don't wanna do anything.
And then bloop, just go right to the next chapter.
Yeah.
I'll make it a point, like do them,
Mm.
because that's the only way that you're going to change. Otherwise, you just got a head full of just stuff,
So can you throw some actions out for the M section?
Yeah, absolutely. So check this out. So, and I'll how much time we got?
About 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. We got time. All right. So, one of the exercises that I put out there is an intrinsic value exercise. Okay. I'm a big believer in a man that knows who he is and knows what he wants is a dangerous man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
Unfortunately, most guys don't know either.
Oh.
Okay. So this is one exercise to really kind of show your identity to yourself. Okay. Think of it like this. You got nature and nurture, right? So nature being, you're going to have certain predispositions through your genetics. Okay.
My eyes not the far apart.
Oh my God.
But look, if you got a lineage of alcoholics, you're likely to have that gene too. Doesn't mean you're an alcoholic, but
it just means you're predisposed
right,
to those types of behaviors.
So because I always say, because my mama said to me one time, she said, I don't know why you like this. And I said, hold on, what you mean? She said, baby, you a hoe. I said, wait a minute. I said, mama, a giraffe give birth to baby giraffes, right? She said, yeah. I said, lions give birth to baby lions, right? She said, yeah. I said, well, who gave birth to me? She was mad than motherfucker.
You called your mama a hoe. Analogy or not, you still just called your mama a hoe. That's a grown man whooping.
I just listen. Fucking fetishes are hereditary. Y'all didn't know that?
I heard that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I heard that.
I don't want to.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, that we had a moment.
That was from the corner for 3 right there.
Okay,
right.
All right,
Always.
so
count it.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
Can always count on it.
So now you got nurture, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 puppies.
Mm.
One of them goes to a good home that loves it, takes care of it, all that stuff.
Mm.
The other one
Arms
goes
of the angel.
right. The other one goes to some fucking idiot who can't take care of a dog, leaves it outside all the time, right? Those 2 dogs, same litter, same genetics, they're gonna have different behaviors, right? Environmental. The way I like to put it is like this. Like I grew up in Detroit. I grew up like being the only white dude in the room all the time. Okay. And so my tastes, the things I like, even the way that I talk and the way I present
You
myself.
went to a Detroit high school?
No, I went to a private school.
Okay.
But had I grown up like out by Jackson somewhere in the sticks,
Right. It makes it different.
I probably wouldn't like hip hop as much. I'd probably be into country or something else,
Right.
And so, where that environment, you're a product of your environment, right? Also, you have intrinsic value. Okay. Now, you put all those things together and it shapes your worldview to a large degree. The intrinsic value works like this. If I was to ask you, what's one quality, characteristic, personality trait, however you want to define it, if there's one of those things that you respect about yourself more than anything else, what's that thing?
Okay. That's a good question.
See, man, I got a whole Excel sheet on my like this. My
Just
therapist
pick
made me
one.
make, so I can easily pull that.
Oh, well,
up.
you ain't got to do all that.
Something. Let me see. My wittiness. I don't know. Some observation.
Observation.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. No wrong answer, by the way,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So what if I asked you for a second thing?
Defending whoever, like if anybody comes to me and like mad at somebody else, I feel like I'm always defending, the little guy, or just whoever's being accused of something. I feel like I'm always defending.
Okay,
that.
so you stick up for people.
Put that in better.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Superhero.
All right.
Yeah, we
Cool.
can say that.
All right. Defender of
I like the
justice.
part about when it's about me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what if I asked you for a third thing? What would you tell me?
I'm gonna have to pull up that Excel sheet.
Don't think about it too hard. Whatever you feel.
My funniness. Is that
Okay, let's say sense of humor then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sense
okay.
of humor.
Wittiness
Yeah.
is number 1.
Well, no, he said
Clever
observation.
yet wittiness. All right. Observation.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Apparently, I'm not as observant.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So think of it like this. Now, how many people are on planet Earth? About 8 billion?
About
Yeah.
Okay.
12.
All right. So 8 billion people. How many people? And there's no way to know this for sure, of course. But if you had to guess, all right, give me a percentage of the 8 billion people on planet Earth. How many of those people have the same observational skill that you do or to a greater degree?
A good amount.
What?
Percentage?
Yeah, give me percentage.
10%.
5%.
Wait, which trait were we talking about?
Observation.
11, 20, 15, 6, 17%.
Well, let's go with
have
20
more-
because that's
yeah,
easier math.
Yeah,
Okay.
20.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. So that eliminates a gang of people.
Right.
There's 1.6 billion left.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, of that 1.6 billion, all right, how many of them have a sense of justice like you do?
I see what you're
I say even less.
where you're going.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna be down to just me. All right. 25. Oh no, less percent. All right, 15, 10.
We'll say 10. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that, now we're at 160 million. Okay. Now, of that 160 million, how many of them are as funny as you?
Through 1.
1%. That's cool. Cool. All right.
0.5.
All right, we'll go with 1.
All right.
All right. So now we're down to 1.6
No,
million.
all right, go ahead.
Right?
There
We're down
you
to
go.
1.6 million. Now, what if I was to ask you for a fourth thing or a fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th?
Right.
Right? You see where this is going?
Yeah.
That pool is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
Right.
So now what's going to happen is, like, most people, when they do this exercise, they come up with about anywhere between 20 and 30 things when they really think about it, when they really take the time and sit down and do it. Okay. So we'll say you have 30 things on that list. Okay. Dude, it would be a statistical anomaly for anybody else on planet Earth to have that same list in that same exact order.
Yeah.
We're talking about like in the trillions, probably the
Right.
odds, you know? And so that is you.
Facts.
That is, man, that's part of your DNA, brother. That's your thumbprint, man.
Yeah.
You know? And so, but the thing is, most people don't know what it is that they bring to the table. When I ask people, if I was to add, like most people, if I ask them, who are you? What are they going to tell me? They're going to tell me their name.
Their names.
Right. Hey, I'm John. Okay, cool. So what you're telling me is that all Johns are one John, that they're all just a collective John. When one John dies, every John dies.
There are some names like that, though. I've dated a few
True.
people with the same name, and they're the same person.
Well,
I never met a cool Karen.
You just gotta be thinking of what hookers call their clients.
Honorable
So-
mentions, giving advice, recalling specific details, analogies, not judging, logic, observation, self-awareness,
There you go.
defending someone, something,
actually do
honest
have
and
a
constructive
spreadsheet.
feedback, and funniness.
Yeah. But and that's
Proficient in
dope.
Excel.
That's dope because most people don't know that. And most people, like, look, a name is just a sound that comes out of people's mouths so they know that they're being addressed. You know, like if you go to some wayward third world country and they don't speak English, they're going to start calling you something, you know, but that doesn't change who you are as a person, right? Then the next thing that they're going to do is like, okay, Dale, I get it. You know, like, okay, you're, you know, being a little deep with this question. So they're going to start listing off, you know, probably what they do for work. Like, okay, cool. So we'll just say that John works at the Ford plant. So you mean to tell me if you get fired or let go or the day you quit,
Then you're
that-
worthless.
that you're just in the abyss. You
Yeah.
bloop, just disappear.
Hey, some people feel like that
Like
though.
the who are
Yeah.
you? Who are you?
Right.
I'm this.
Who are
I'm
you
No,
without?
it's-
Who are you?
Yeah.
It's a little closer to
Are
who
you your
are.
job? I am not my hair. I am
Right. But I mean, it's a little closer if
my
you're doing
hair.
something that you
Oh
like to
my
do.
God.
I'm not my hair.
But at the end of the day, that's what you trade time for money for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they go a little bit further and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. You're talking about things I like to do. I like to play basketball. I like to work on cars. I like to paint. Okay, cool. What if you lost your arms? That mean you cease to exist now? Because you can't do any of those things.
Right.
So no, that's not it either, right? What it is the intrinsic value that you bring. And look, you got that list right there, which is, again, fucking dope, man, because most people don't have that. All right. But think about this. After you leave the show today, you say you stop at Target to pick up something. Here's this oh so attractive girl, and you're like, I want to talk to her. You go and talk to her. She shuts that shit down. Look at all that dope shit she's missing out on.
True.
Look at all them qualities and characteristics that now cannot ever be a part of her reality.
Yes,
That's
man.
true.
So you also
You didn't
kinda,
need her. She needed you, Trav.
right? So you also kind of like instill the don't take the rejection personal.
Yeah. Oh, you should never take
Oh,
it personally.
Hell no.
Very
As a
important.
man, you can't.
Yeah, but a lot of
Some
guys,
people
most
do, though.
guys do.
Oh, you can't though, cause nah. you
Yeah, I mean,
can't.
like, okay, so
I mean,
rejection.
I understand.
No,
you know,
you're
but
right. You can't, but no, a lot of people do.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Women take it worse than that's rejection.
Oh yeah,
like,
because they're not used to it as much.
hell no.
But
Or even just
No, it's not
prejection.
true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go
Oh,
up kind
no,
of
it is
reject
true. I'm
yourself
just
before
thinking
even
right,
going in.
right. And that's where the mindset
Yeah.
comes into play and all that kind of thing. But rejection, I mean, really, if you really think about it, what is she really rejecting? What does she really know about you? She don't even know your name.
Nothing.
She don't know nothing except for the way that you're presenting yourself
Right.
and the sound of your voice.
Mm.
That's
Right.
it. You know.
Right.
So
And
She
she might, and
rejects you,
she,
you're
and she
better
might be
off.
one of them weirdos that's just like, I don't want to talk to him because he's got a pimple on his.
right.
Toe.
And do you really want that girl if she's like that?
No,
Anyway? No.
'cause she's
You know what I mean?
gross.
So-
I'm a queen. I deserve better.
right.
But at the end of the day, if you frame it instead of looking at it like, oh, I got shot down, I got rejected,
Mhm.
look at it like, I just had a learning experience.
Mhm.
What can I do different next time
Mhm.
Right.
to seal that deal as opposed to what just happened?
Right. Or even self-reflect and be like, do I need to do something different?
Well, if
Or
you're getting
see
shot
the
down all the
problem.
time, then
Right.
yeah, you do.
Pick
But-
another woman. Pick another woman.
Right,
'cause
but
this
I'm
one's
saying like
stupid.
sometimes it's out of your control.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can't control like
Unless
how
you do.
somebody's gonna respond to
Yeah.
you.
No,
Unless you
of
just have a
course,
So
you're
super
right.
bad
right, so
woman
you
like
got to
any
reflect
woman
on the
in
whole
Detroit.
interaction as
Yeah,
a whole. Like
yeah.
if I did everything and I presented my best self and somebody still shot me down,
Yeah.
then I don't need to do nothing different.
Yeah.
I just need to move on.
No
and
doubt,
keep
no doubt.
going, you
I
know,
tell
like,
I tell guys like this: reverse engineer your interactions that you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Engineer your
Yeah.
interactions that you have.
Because
Okay.
if you find like, okay, when I walk up to a girl, I start talking to her, everything goes good up until I kind of get to this point in a conversation. Then it usually
Right.
goes sideways.
then it go left. So
Okay,
maybe I should
That's
say
something that I need to address. That's something that I need to work on.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm not reverse engineering my interactions, I'm not even cognizant of that. And I don't know what I don't know.
Mhm.
Right.
So if I'm not, being vigilant in assessing my action steps,
Mhm.
Right.
then I'm missing out on a lot of opportunities.
You have to
Yeah.
know what you're
Facts.
doing in order to analyze it.
Right. Exactly. No doubt.
Facts.
All right. Well, look. Oh shit. So look, we got about 5 more minutes left. What do you have coming up?
Okay.
Because even if they don't catch it on the live, I'm about to put this on Spotify.
Okay,
It'll
cool,
be on
cool.
YouTube. What you got coming up?
Yeah, no doubt. So this is what's coming up right now. First and foremost, if you do nothing else, go to freegiftfromdale.com. Get your free gifts there. It's got the first chapter of my book, free download. It's got a video exercise for you to do, much like the one we just did.
Yeah.
And so, go there and get that shit. I mean, I'm all about giving value. You know what I mean? And there's nothing there that's going to cost you a penny. Okay. So just go there and get that. Second to that, my book, Inner Game, How to Fix Your Dating Life by Fixing the Relationship That You Have with You. It's a mouthful, but it's worth it. So look, it's on Amazon, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's a banger. I'm super proud of it. So if you really want to get a handle on your dating life, start with the common denominator. You're the one that's in your relationships, every relationship you've ever been in. It's you that's in
I
it.
made a TikTok about
Michael
that.
Jackson
I
said it
just
best.
made a TikTok.
Oh, for real?
That's
crazy.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, sometimes the problem is you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Fix it.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
No
Fix
doubt.
it now.
Yeah.
You know what
When
I'm
Michael
saying?
Jackson rhymed mirror with clearer, bro, he had a
Listen.
hit.
Bars.
Yeah.
Lastly, second to lastly, the 23rd and 24th of this month, I'm doing a virtual boot camp on Zoom. That is an inner game boot camp. So what we're going to do is we're going to really hone in on things that guys are struggling with, whether it's trauma, whether it's low self-confidence, low self-esteem, not being able to set boundaries, negative monologue going on in their head, then self-sabotage, anxiety, anything like that. I got exercises upon exercise. On top of that, one thing that we didn't touch on at all, I'm also a certified hypnotherapist.
I knew it was some type of therapy in your life.
Oh,
I knew.
I want to do that.
Okay,
so
okay. You
bad.
know what? You'll be back. You'll be back. We can do this shit again.
All right, cool. I'm down.
Okay.
But so those are all things that we're going to work on, releasing childhood trauma, working on things like that. So if anybody wants to know more information about, and by the way, I kept it stupid cheap too. dirt cheap. All right. So there's no excuses here. And on
Fuck it, I
top
gotta
of it,
buy it.
I fuck with the language he uses to
Yeah.
say
Wait,
shit.
there's
Yeah.
more.
This shit's
Yeah,
stupid, dumb cheap.
I mean, shit, that's cheap.
dog. Also, it's going to be recorded. So what that means is anybody who attends that boot camp, they get access to that recording forever. And so we're going to be going over a lot of deep stuff. You should have the accessibility to be able to go revisit things that maybe you had to take a piss and you missed something. Now you have that information forever, you know? So that, and then also Halloween weekend. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but Halloween weekend, I'm doing a live in-person boot camp in Chicago.
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah,
that's coming
like
up.
the 27th through the 29th, because I think Halloween.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
No,
you know, so
season.
it's gonna be
Slut
so
timing, yeah.
fucking dope. Like getting out there. Halloween's like, and correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong,
Best
tell
holiday
me.
Ever.
But what?
Absolutely.
holiday.
Oh, I think you said the worst. I was
No.
gonna say.
It is the best.
Best.
Okay, look,
I'm
look,
indifferent towards
yo, that is the one day a year, or at least weekend. Let's put it that way. The one time
all
a year
women are naked.
Then you
where
can
it
pick
is-
up in a costume.
where it is 100% okay for a girl to just be as slutty as she wants.
Yes, and that's
So that
when you
action
find
step.
no,
That's true.
really, if you're paying attention, that's when you find out who the freaks are. Because if they want to be a slutty, anything else,
No,
You know what I'm
because they
saying?
all
A
look like
slutty
freaks
nerd-
that day.
If they have
Bingo.
a whip, they're good.
But
Bingo.
nobody's gonna judge.
Yeah,
No, it's
Right.
socially
That's the thing.
acceptable.
That's the thing. They do it because they can. Because
Right.
on this
but that don't
one
mean
day,
they freaks though.
That mean ain't nobody
they
gonna
all
judge
are.
them.
A woman is a freak with who she's comfortable with. Each
No,
and every
that's
last
not-
one of
They
them.
look like a
Not
freak
one
in the
day, you forgot about
streets, but you don't know what they
But
are.
listen,
One
but
day.
listen, listen.
They could be a lady in this.
I'm a
What
nurse
day?
in real life.
I was saying that's just not one day. You forgot about conventions.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
That's fair, but that's also insulated. That's in a bubble. A
Mhm.
girl on Halloween can go to fucking Walmart. And ain't nobody gonna
Right.
think or
Ain't
say
nobody-
shit.
right, 'cause it's
You know what I
Halloween.
mean? But take that same girl from the convention and throw her in that
She go
Walmart, people's
outside
gonna be
of
looking
there.
at her side eye.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Area you're in.
I guess. That's true. You got a point there.
Touche.
But also, let me think here. We got one of our. Oh, yo, this is dope.
Shit.
So if anybody, and I'll throw this out there to anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah.
There we go.
So look, anybody that wants to get down, all right, we're doing a Modern Success retreat in Miami in November, and it's free. It's fucking free. So all you got to do is show up. If you can show up, you will show out.
Damn,
I
we-
promise.
We might have to pull up. We might have to pull up. That just sounds so fun. Like you know, you can sell me a car, and you don't even sell cars, but I want you to go sell me a car right now. Can we go buy a car? Because it's just something about your voice. I just want to do it.
And I just
Yeah,
want to
man.
say, because I'm the resident cynic. I kind of don't believe in nothing. And when he first said you was coming on the show, I was
Yeah,
like,
we thought you were full of shit.
eh.
I'm not
So-
gonna lie.
But I was open
We
and
was
I
open.
listened,
Look,
we was
and
open,
you
boo.
not that bad,
Listen.
actually.
Are you not
Everything
that? Oh,
No, you not,
that's the
because
best compliment I've got all day.
no, because you didn't come because
Stiller.
like you know what I'm saying. You wasn't like on like that. Yeah, I don't know. Everything you said made sense, and
Yeah.
you sound a lot more like it's not so much that you're like just get the girl. It's more
Yeah.
like work on yourself and be
Yes.
a better person.
That's exactly
So
it.
it's a lot. That
And
was a
then
lot
you'll get the
different.
pussy.
So
So
I
what
mean,
we learned is the red
you've convinced me, and I'm hard to convince.
All right,
so
well, hey, I'll take it.
I'll throw that out
there.
there.
She's so easily convincible.
I don't believe in shit.
I like how,
Don't believe in
you
shit.
made it more about the guy instead of like
Yeah.
pickup artist is more about the
I'm
game.
just gonna
Right.
be
Yeah.
Right.
No doubt, no doubt.
because I'm about to be real with you. You walked into a den of wolves and you didn't
You
even know
did
it.
because
Yeah.
we was
You
ready.
You
to-
should see the group chat.
Listen,
Hey.
you-
Oh my God.
we was ready. We was ready.
That's all good. You know
No,
what I mean?
but
I
look-
have zero
Hey, so-
issue with standing up to scrutiny.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
okay
but
with me.
look,
Nah, but you good.
I'm not saying that we, you know, said I don't know if this testimonial counts, but we was ready. It was like he was ready, and then she was ready, and then she was ready,
I was
and then
ready.
I was like, you know what?
We're ready.
I'm in my b-boy
I
clothes.
don't know. I think he full of shit, y'all. I think he full of shit,
But
y'all.
but
And
no, you're
then,
not,
and then,
though,
like,
so it's
no,
all good.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
I think the AM portion is very, very needed. Like I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who are selling the outward stuff, and I think like if you were gonna come just sell that, I would have kind of like
Yeah,
not
we-
agreed a
yeah,
lot.
we
Right,
probably-
right.
I agree that part is very, very
But that's
crucial.
you know what? This is what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is you was expecting me to be on some
full of shit.
game.
yeah, but like more about getting
Yeah.
as opposed to giving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's That's the difference
Yeah.
in my mind, which, like I said before, between us and so many other coaching companies.
He said, if you want to be the prize, you got to be the prize.
Yes.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's
Bars.
true.
Yeah, like okay, yeah, like I was ready to like listen to your whole process and then point like that ain't gonna work, and this is why.
Wrong, sir.
But then I was
No,
like,
no.
shit.
Because Rahm tried it.
I mean, for real, because listen, you talk to
That
someone,
won't work.
I don't ever like I ain't never went on a date until I got a woman that I want to keep. Okay, but I got a whole lot of poom. Okay, so like I was about to hear what you. Oh, like, shit. Oh, damn, that's right. Because I did that without doing that. See, I didn't need the internet for it. You know what I mean? Because I was see because
But
they're
you weren't
okay.
dating either.
The fuck I wasn't. Well, I wasn't dating, but I was fucking.
All right, so
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
So
different.
okay, so we about the same age. Okay, you
Okay.
you know, so you're a little older than me.
Really? I thought you was older than me.
Hell no, you're 46, right? Old asses. First, I'm not the oldest person.
Rahm's 45 and a half.
I'm the third person who's not the oldest person in the room.
You've
Okay, but
never
anyway.
been the oldest person as long as I've been here.
Oh, you're older than me.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you old ass lady.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, but squirrel.
Look at he
lost
forgot.
it. Sure
Yeah,
did.
what we're
Sure
talking
did.
It's cool. We
Anyway,
running out of time
we running out
anyway,
of time
so we probably
anyway.
needed to kind of.
Okay, well,
Wrap it up.
anybody got something they want to say to Dale before we pull on out?
Thank you. We're
Can we-
sorry. We're sorry
Yeah,
for judging your book by its cover.
Yo.
Well, no, not judging it by its cover, because the cover actually I agreed with the cover, but I thought it was gonna be some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah,
But-
I feel you. I feel you.
I'm sorry for not judging your book by its cover.
I did the
'Cause I like-
most
yeah, I like the
research.
cover.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
trying
about to say she was the one that was the most well versed.
And she didn't tell us anything.
She did though. She told us a lot of shit.
Yeah, she did. She told us a lot.
Like to back it up. Like she was with us. She was fueling the fire.
Oh no! Don't even.
Come on, Mel.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not true.
honestly, you kind of worked.
Yeah, you were like, this is
she
gonna
had all
suck.
Like, we had torches, we had pitchforks.
You see that piece of paper right there?
She
Dale?
said, we're gonna rip them to shreds.
I'm about to tell you what's on that piece
And
of
don't
paper.
feel bad. We treat everybody like that though. So
Yeah,
it's not
no,
it's
no,
not out of
Britta.
the,
Yeah.
We always got people. We
Lies.
give people the opportunity to trip themselves up. You,
And
you
and
didn't do that.
And we
so
let the
you
motherfuckers
good.
strip
Yeah.
and fall, and then we
Yeah.
stomp them out like Alina could.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Basically,
saying?
basically.
Yeah, but we
Insulted
couldn't do that
injury.
today. We
So
couldn't do that
so if you
today.
would have failed, we wasn't gonna pick you
Yeah.
up. We would have just stepped on you.
Hey, let me
But
just
you
say,
did-
let me just say this. I know we're about to wrap
Give
soon.
about 2 more minutes.
2 more
Yeah,
minutes.
we-
Again, Rahm, I really appreciate you taking the time to have me here. This was super fun, super dope. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
I really appreciate the opportunity to get in here, talk to you guys, have fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like, this was awesome. This was
Yeah,
great.
we actually
you know?
enjoyed having
And
you.
you know what? And I think that I can speak for everyone where we can say you have graduated to friend of the show status.
Oh,
You gonna do that? And this is because you're a friend of the show. I like to say thank you. Send me all of your information and anything that you got the pub. I will pub it in my group, so I'll pub it on the
yeah,
page.
yeah.
We go ahead and do that.
I'll get you that. I'll get you that tonight.
Bet. And what time is it, Shayla?
And now it's time for a positive moment.
Boom. Okay, and this is the positive moment of the day. This is, I know I'm like a comedy show and we talk a lot of shit, but this is when I like to bring it all together. Okay, I like to bring it all like together. And Dale, you mentioned something. Said authentic, and authentic is one of my words. Authentic is one of my key words, and I'm a firm believer in life. You can't mess up being yourself. You can't mess up with who you are. You can't mess up. Like, you find your purpose once you find out who you are. Okay. And the only time really people really mess up or disappoint themselves is when you try to be the version of yourself that you think you need to be, or you think somebody else wants you to be, or you think that you got to be. You never mess up when you are you. Okay. But along this journey of life, we forget who we are. We forget what we are. We even forget how to be who we are. But what I like to say, we still the same kids we used to be. We just all grown up. Okay. We still the same person. We still have the same fears. We, you know what I'm saying? We just learn to navigate the water differently, but the one thing that we all are, we are authentic. Okay. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this guy's book, it works, because what you were doing, it wasn't about hey, I'm gonna teach you how to get pussy, and this is what it is. It's like, hey, You gotta have value. I'm about to teach you how to, you know what I'm saying, be a better version of yourself. And that's what this life is about, because every day we have an opportunity to either quit or be a better version of ourselves, a better version, a closer version of who we are supposed to be than we had the day before. You can't have success without failures. You can't have, I like to say, I tell my kids, especially the ones that play sports, you know, you're not always going to be the best, but you know what? 2 L's make a dub. Okay, you have to learn. You know, some 2 L's make a dub. I know it do. Shut up. Just, you know, so let me be a motivator to my kids. You know what I'm saying?
But cool, Jay.
Yeah, cool Jay.
It does. But at the end of the day, you got to be authentic, and everyone's not gonna like you, and everyone's not gonna love you. But as long as you love and like yourself, you know what I mean. That's the important thing. That's all that fucking matters. And at the end of the day, you got to stand up for yourself. You have to go back to what you said on, you have to know what value you bring to the table. And the table is any situation that you grace your time with, because time is the one thing, that's the one commodity that on this planet we can't get back. We can't grow it back. We can't buy it back. Time is time. Once it's there, it's there. So what you bring to the table, you bring yourself. And you know what I'm saying, you have to know what yourself is. You have to know what your value is. Okay, so you have to be the authentic self. And at the end of the day, once you find out who you are, you're going to have to understand that everything's not for you. Everyone's not going to like you, and everyone's not going to love you. And at the end of the day, sometimes you got to be a dick. And, you know, sometimes you're not going to be the biggest dick, but if they're not going to love you and they're not going to like you, and if you got to be a dick, at least you could be girthy. Yeah.
Make that change.
Yep. That's
asking
it.
her to change.
Play man in the mirror.
And you want to make it turn a better
That nigga
place.
Ron,
Okay,
hero.
so
I mean,